So where can we find that light and move our relationship with Israel forward? Is it possible? Joining us right now from Tel Aviv to weigh in is the former Israeli ambassador to the United Nations, Ron Prosor. Ambassador, where's the light?
Well, first of all, Prosor means spreading light. I have to tell you, Brian, I miss New York, but I don't miss the United Nations. It looks to me like, the United Nations is, bashing Israel. They're like drug addicts. They're constantly desperate for the fix and trying to increase the dose from one resolution to the other.
And Ambassador, it's a time in which you would love to have served, because Israel at this time is getting more allies, even in the Middle East, among Sunni Arab nations than ever before. But it didn't stop the White House from doing what they did. In fact, they fired back at the upset coming from Israel. Eric Schultz said this: President Obama has done more for Israel and its security than any previous U.S. president. President Obama has always made Israel and its security sacrosanct in its approach to these issues. The U.S. did not draft this resolution, nor did the U.S. introduce this resolution. How do you feel about that pushback?
Well, I'll tell you the following. I mean, we have disagreements inside the family on a lot of things. But as they say, friends don't take friends to the Security Council. And what really happened here is that the Obama administration basically took the steering wheel and brought it over to those Jeffersonian democracies like Venezuela, Malaysia, Senegal, to decide on Israel's fate. And by the way, this resolution is so one-sided. It is bad for Israel, it is bad for America, and it is bad for the region. Because why would the Palestinians, anyone, go back to direct negotiations, which they deserted 2 years ago, if they can have freebies and get everything they want without doing anything?
Ambassador, you're correct. And by the way, keep in mind, you don't have one voice to deal with. The leaders of the Palestinian movement are a terrorist organization called Hamas. But that's besides the point. When people say, when Ron Dermer yesterday said we have proof that the U.S. was behind this, and this guy, our government right now, says we don't, what do you know that we don't?
Well, I think Ambassador Dermer is spot on, and we know that there were conversations made by people in the administration, for example, with the president of the Ukraine. So in the sense, from my point of view, it's important to really look at it and say, hey, come on. The Brits would use a term, as the former ambassador to the United Kingdom, it's not done. You can disagree with us, but turn over and give it to this body called the Security Council? The Security Council, which a couple of months ago decided that Israel does not have any connection, or the Jews, to the Temple Mount of Jerusalem, that decided in the World Health Organization that Israel creates a health hazard in the Middle East. I mean, come on, give us a break. This resolution is one-sided, it's vindictive. Not only won't it bring peace to the region, but it is destructive, because everyone in the region looks at it and says, wow, we're looking for someone to hold our back. And this move was absolutely unnecessary and on the verge of being, illegitimate at the end of the Obama administration.
Yeah, Ambassador, Russia carves up the Ukraine. Iran foments terror throughout the region. Venezuela, they have no money. They've fallen apart, and everyone's focus is on Israel. It absolutely makes no sense. Ambassador, I understand your frustration. Not everyone agrees with what would just happen here in America, and maybe you're going to see a different direction with this new administration. Ambassador Ron Prosor, thanks so much.